Hi everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to our beer tasting in honor of Robbie birthday, which is coming up on January 25th. I'm Wilma from Wellington Brewery, and today I'm going to be walking you through 6 different Scottish-inspired beers. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the styles when we go through each beer. I'll review how to taste a beer and give you some little bits of hopefully information, little nuggets that you can walk away from feeling like you know a little bit more about the different styles. I know I learned a lot in preparing for this. I do want to let you know we are in a working brewery, so if you hear any background noises, just keep that in mind that there are still people on the premises doing the things that people do in breweries. So let's get started. One of the beers that you have in your pack is from Neustadt Springs, located in Neustadt, Ontario, the beautiful little picturesque town. This is the only beer that we're going to be drinking today that is actually classified as a Scottish Pale Ale. Now, I'm going to crack this open. It's very important to me and to a lot of other beer drinkers that you pour your beer into a glass. So I've got some handy glasses ready to pour. By pouring the beer, it does a couple of things. Obviously, we can see the beer, we can see the head, we can see the carbonation. It also unlocks some of the beautiful aromas. So let's talk about this beer. This is a 4.5% Scottish Pale Ale, like I mentioned, which means it's going to be a fairly sessionable beer, and that is to style for the Scottish style ale. When you notice when I poured it, it comes out kind of a medium copper color. We've got some nice carbonation, small bubbles, little bit of a thin head that's dissipating quite quickly. Now, on the nose, and again, we're going to talk a little bit about the style. We got some medium maltiness on the nose, and that is exactly what you want from a Scottish ale. I'm getting some caramel, some toasted breadcrumbs, and just in the background, a little bit of floral notes from the hops. So let's taste it. Now, bearing in mind that this is technically a light beer at 4.5%, it's got a whole bunch of flavor. You're going to notice that's a little bit sweet, as Scottish ale should be. So the highlight of all these beers today is going to be the malts. Malts. Let's think about all the flavors that you get from malt. So if you're getting things like caramel, breadiness, and things like that, that is exactly what you should be getting in this beer. You do get the sweetness, but it never really builds. It just sits really nicely, and it has a very clean finish. Little bit dry, and you can tell that those malt flavors stick around. I would say that this is actually a pretty good representation based on the style for the Scottish Pale Ale. Nice and fairly bright. Like I said, that good malt backbone. You get the sweetness, doesn't build, and it makes it a very, very sessionable ale. So, cheers to you, and cheers to Neustadt for starting us off on a great note. Thanks, everyone.